Hello, Lance. How you doing? I've got your composition up here. I noticed there's no PDF here, so we'll just have to go from here. I would have liked to have zoomed in a little bit, but I think we can do everything we need to do right here, so we're good to go. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is take a look at the requirements. So the object must be dominant, right? So we've got the rifle, the M4, but you've got two images of the rifle, right? But which one is dominant? They're both competing with each other for dominance. Why? And the reason is because they're both basically the same size. So what we want to do is we want to make it specifically clear what is the dominant image and make sure you crop it in a way that's really super interesting. Like if your dominant image is a rifle, you could just even crop it right across the entire top or something like that. So let me show you a super interesting shot of an interesting crop. Isn't that gorgeous? You can tell what it is, but it's cropped in such an interesting way, almost aggressive, but in a way that it just provides tremendous visual engagement while still recognizing the element. So right now we need to decide, we need to make the rifle image dominant. Okay, so the image must be dominant. Image must be shown with somebody using with it or interacting with it. That's good right there. Must show an image which is the result of using the object. How do we show that? I mean, I guess that could be considered a result, but I don't think that's a very compelling image at all. Maybe you could show somebody on range with a perspective shot from down range where there is the target and the person is standing with their rifle looking at the target. I don't know. I'm thinking about that. To me, this is not a very compelling image. Um, must show it two components. You've got the foldable stock and then or the extended stock, and then you've got the 30 round clip components. You've got your captions. Right now, the captions are bigger than your body copy, and that points to an inconsistency in hierarchy. Because think about a newspaper where the headline is the largest, followed by the subhead, then the body copy, and then the captions are the smallest. So right now, your captions are larger than your body copy, so you want to readjust that. Must include design in everyday life, you have that, and paragraph and body copy and captions. Right now, this design in everyday life, you have design in everyday life. There's a big separation. As a matter of fact, it's separated with that. I think that creates a degree of separation that I don't. Right now, this looks like design, and then over here, this looks like a completely separate thought instead of one thought, design in everyday life. Let's get that composed in a way. Here's a great example of a beautiful typographic composition for the title treatment. It was just beautiful. Okay, I'll talk about that again in 1 second. So where were we? Captions, body copy, paragraph, body copy, white background only, asymmetrical designs, 7 by 15, or in this case, 15 by 7, which is fine. Design must combine images that are in boxes as part of the background and cropped images. Right now, all we have are cropped images. I'm not real sure if we're going to keep that image. That's why I'm saying all these are cropped. We have to place things, and I'll talk about that in a second as well. Design must combine, put everything in a box. Do not put everything in a box. Or in this case, do not keep everything cropped. Let me show you an example. Okay, so that's a cropped image, and these are images that are in boxes. I know they're circles, but they're basically boxes, right? So we need that. So my first recommendation is to go through the course assignment page and really take a look at all those requirements. And there's a ton of them. So inventory those out, get those set the way that you need to, so you realize what is required when you're setting up your composition. Okay, from there, what I would recommend is this. Oh, by the way, 4 lectures this week, and I'm sorry, 4 announcements with videos and 3 lectures this week. Look at all of them. Spend some time, Lance. I'm telling all students, get in there, get yourself a cup of coffee, spend a couple hours going through this week's course resources. And it's going to take a couple hours. Then when you're done with that, consider doing it again, because this week is where the rubber hits the road. I mean, the topics and principles we learned this week you're going to take to the end of the class with you, and presumably through your entire design career. So it's just that important. So let's get in there and really spend some time with those. The 3 lectures are great. This one is just one example of how effective these lectures are. This presentation 3 is one of the most effective lectures I've ever seen on effective use of integrating type with image. This is a great video, and all this entire lecture shows you examples after examples of what to look for in images for clues that can assist you in your layout. Okay, so this line right here creates a degree of separation. I don't think that works. I'm not real sure where these horizontal lines, these 3 horizontal lines come from. Right now, the objective is this, is that we find images. We find clues in the image that we can use to assist us in the compositional layout. Let me show you an example. And again, let's use this example this time. So we take a look at this wonderful image right here, right? And we see one of the most identifying characteristics in this dominant image is the circle for the headlight, right? So there we have the circle for the headlight. Not only is it mimicking the circle, but we also see the outer circle, the smaller inner circle, and even smaller inner circle. We have that mimicked beautifully right here. So that's what we're after, things like that. Okay, and that's what you're tasked with, is try to find some clues in your image, your main image, that will assist you in your layout. Okay, next is your type. Type looks good. Rags need a little bit of adjustment. You've got some hyphens in here. My recommendation is in one paragraph this small, I would turn off hyphens. Adjust your rags, that's all covered in the announcements. Adjust your rags right there, okay? Justify, if you decide to use justify, and then how to complete assignment 4. That's very important as well. So adjust your rags. I think your body copy is done pretty well. Right now, think about typographic variety by introducing maybe combining sans serif and serif, maybe a serif for the typeface, sans serif for the body copy. Think about it. Other than that, I think it's a good start. I think, but it's really, really important to try to find clues in the image to assist you in the composition. All right. I don't want to give you too many ideas because I really want you to develop this based on my recommendations here. I don't want to point you. I don't want to direct the project, so to speak. Okay. So if you have any questions at all, or if you need help, let me know for sure. I'll be glad to point you in the right direction. I just don't want to tell you exactly what to do. Does that make sense? Okay. So Lance, great start. If you have any questions at all, please let me know, but I'm looking forward to seeing your final submission on Sunday. Thanks, Lance.